Our bathroom was the definition of builder grade basic. Gray walls, boxy layout, outdated fixtures. It had zero personality and even less function. It's the kind of space that you just stop noticing until one day you just can't ignore it anymore. So we decided to go all in. We stripped it down to the studs and reimagined everything from the ground up. Our goal? A modern coastal escape with warm textures, soft tones, clean lines, and just the right touch of traditional charm to keep it timeless. We're talking a stunning new vanity, fresh tiles, upgraded lighting, and hardware that actually makes a statement. What used to feel like a dark, cramped afterthought is now one of the most beautiful, intentional spaces in our home that truly encompasses our style. It took some planning, a few unexpected surprises, and a lot of coffee, but the end result? Totally worth it. Let me show you how we transform our primary bathroom from boring and builder grade to calm, coastal, and custom. What's it for? This bathroom has been on my makeover list for way too long, and thanks to Lowe's for teaming up with me today, I finally had the tools and motivation to make it happen. I started planning everything online, which honestly made the process so much easier. Lowe's has a huge selection of bathroom products, and being able to visualize everything before stepping foot in the store, game changer. And here's what really made this run smoothly. Lowe's has delivery and pickup options. I ordered online and picked up a whole bunch of stuff same day at my local store. Every single product we're using today, all the way from the cleaning products to the porcelain tile and the tools that we're using, are all from Lowe's. So I'll be sure to leave a magic link for all of these products down below in the description box. All right, now let's take a look at how this bathroom started coming together. First up, the big builder grade mirror. We were fully expecting it to be glued to the wall and ready for a fight, but plot twist, it was just screwed in. So honestly, this was the easiest part of the whole demo. A few turns with a drill and it just came right off. Honestly, kind of satisfying, and I wish the rest was this easy. Next, the vanity. We debated salvaging it, but between the worn out finish and the lack of storage, it just wasn't worth keeping. So we went the easy route, a full demo. Out came the sinks first, then the top, and finally the base. Sometimes the fastest path to a fresh start is just ripping it all out and starting from scratch. With the old vanity out and the walls all cleared, it was time to paint. These gray walls have got to go. We decided to color drench this space using Creamy by Sherwin-Williams. If you haven't heard of color drenching, it basically means painting the walls, trim, doors, ceiling, even the outlet and light fixtures, all the same shade. It creates this soft, cozy, almost cocoon-like feeling and makes the room feel super cohesive and elevated. I also think it makes everything look bigger too. I did this in our room with the same color, so I figured bringing it into the bathroom would help tie everything together. To make things easier and to save our necks, we used an extra long paint stick for the upper walls and ceilings, which was a total game changer. Highly recommend getting one of these. It made the whole process so much faster and way cleaner. Once the paint was on, the room already felt completely different. Warm, calm, and ready for what I thought would be the fun part, but was mistaken and very quickly humbled. Laying the tile. And let me just say, we went in with zero experience and some questionable confidence. We picked this gorgeous 12 by 24 inch porcelain tile with a soft beige marble look and a subtle pearly finish. It almost has a glowy mother of pearl like finish to it from some angles, and it is just stunning. The pattern honestly kind of gives off a Taj Mahal stone vibe, but without the price tag. It's elegant, neutral, and surprisingly affordable. To get the mortar ready, we used a drill with a paddle mixer attachment to mix the thin set mortar. Major tip, do not try to mix it by hand unless you want a forearm workout in a huge lumpy mess. You want it to be thick like peanut butter, smooth, spreadable, but not too runny. If it's too thin and watery, your tiles will slide. And if it's too dry and thick, your tiles won't stick.
Okay, wait, can you just wait? I have no
idea if this is even gonna work. I'm like worried. I'm worried.
Do you want me to do it? Maybe I should do it.
No, you don't know what to do.
What?
Like squiggle it in. Okay, maybe you should do it. You have to like wiggle it in so the lines blend in with each other. You know what I'm saying? Is it gonna stay?
I mean, it's staying.
Dude, maybe we should call Sam. Now, we've tiled with small tiles before, but this tile, totally different game. These pieces were heavy, awkward to handle, and honestly, we were just figuring it out as we went. We ended up using a few boards to help prop things up and hold the first row in place while the mortar set. Not the most professional setup, but I mean, hey, it worked. We used the Mapei thin set mortar to stick everything to the wall, and I made sure to make little grooves with it with this notch trowel. We pressed in each tile, and you have to kind of shimmy the tile into the wall and press hard. That's what I was trying to tell Nick. We used a 1/8 inch spacer in between each piece because that's what was recommended for this specific tile, and it also helps keep everything level and even. Nick is going to drill in a hole of one of these tiles using a diamond drill bit so we can weave the wiring for the light fixtures right through it. After everything cured, we grouted with Mapei's water mix grout in the color biscuit. This is just the right soft, warm tone to tie it all together. We use this grout float, is what it's called, to apply it, and use this handy little tool to help give each line and corner a very seamless finish. I've never used a tool like this before, but this is definitely my new favorite thing. We let the grout dry for about 10 to 20 minutes and then wiped off all the excess with a sponge and soapy water. You want to make sure you don't wait too long to do this step, or else you'll be scrubbing the extra grout off the faces of the tile. Then I sealed the edges with this beige colored silicone that kind of matches the color of the grout for a clean, watertight finish around the crevices and corners. This whole process definitely took longer than expected and involved lots of trial and error, but seeing that tile up on the wall, total payoff. With the tile done and sealed, it was finally time for the fun part, vanity install day. We bought this beautiful sand-baked double vanity from Lowe's, and it completely transformed the space. The doors have this soft fluted detail that adds texture without being too busy, and the finish is the perfect gray. Not too warm, not too cool, just right in that cozy traditional sweet spot. The doors are also soft close too, which is a major plus for us. It comes with this marble countertop too, super sleek, and gives just enough pattern and polish to make it feel elevated but still classic. We used the Lowe's delivery for this vanity, and anything over $45 ships free, so that was very convenient for us. Honestly, it looks way more high-end than it is. It already came fully put together right out of the box, so no assembly was needed. We did have to cut some holes in the side for where our existing plumbing lines were, but that was no biggie for us, and you can't even tell when it's installed anyways because the vanity sits so close to the wall. Sliding this baby into place was so satisfying. After all the chaos of demo and the tile, seeing it come together felt like a real turning point. Like, yes, this is actually becoming the bathroom we planned and imagined. The vanity came with gold hardware on the doors, which felt like the perfect touch, simple, warm, and just enough to tie in that soft, elevated feel we were going for. It doesn't come with faucets though, so I got to pick those out myself, and I went with these vintage-inspired gold beauties that add so much character in my opinion. They've got this timeless, slightly antique shape to them that really balances the modern elements in the vanity. Between the clean straight lines of this vanity, the fluted detailing on the doors, and these more traditional touches, the whole setup feels layered, thoughtful, and full of personality. Next up, lighting. We installed these stunning gold sconces from Allen & Roth. Love the little ball detail at the base and the slightly tapered cream shade. It just adds the right touch of softness and elegance without being too formal, if you know what I mean. Plus, the brass tone of these match our vintage style sink faucets almost perfectly, which felt like a win considering they weren't even from the same collection. I honestly prefer sconces over the overhead lightings in a bathroom like this. It just feels a lot less sterile than the brighter lights we used to have hanging over the mirror here. It's a lot more cozier, calming, and way more intentional. It's the kind of light that makes you want to linger and stay in the space. Once the lighting was in, we hung up these 2 woven mirrors and they brought in such a beautiful layer of texture. They've got this soft curved rectangle shape that I absolutely love. It feels a little more elevated than your standard square or circle and adds some nice softness to all the clean lines in the space. The woven frame is the perfect neutral shade too, not too warm, not too orange toned, just a subtle natural finish that pairs beautifully with the vanity and really pops against the porcelain tile. It also reflects the warm gold accents in the faucets and the sconces without competing with them, which makes everything feel really cohesive and balanced. For some added functionality, we installed these gold towel hooks and rings from Allen & Roth, and not only do they look beautiful, but they are super practical too, so I love that. We always use microfiber towels to dry our hands because we just find they're super absorbent and quick drying. We actually keep a whole roll of them in the cabinets. So I just took a few off and hooked it onto the towel ring and the wall hook. That way we can swap them out easily whenever we need to, and we always have fresh ones ready to go. I also like the plain simple look of just the cream towels versus having a pattern because I really want the porcelain tile behind it to have a moment. Once everything was installed, it was time to clean up the aftermath because between all the drilling, dust, and grout, this place was definitely looking a little crusty. I grabbed my go-to bathroom cleaner and gave everything a good wipe down, and I followed up with this pine sol spray on our wood floors. I love the fresh, clean scent that this has, and it just makes any wood look extra shiny and brand new. I also busted out my trusty spin mop, and honestly, it made the whole process way faster and way more satisfying to clean up. I love using this, especially after big makeovers like this, for more of a deep clean. There's something about that final clean sweep that just makes the makeover feel officially done. Adding another cozy touch by laying down this bathroom rug in front of the vanity. It's from Origin 21 at Lowe's, and it was the perfect finishing detail. It's thick, squishy, and seriously so cozy. Exactly what you would want to step onto the first thing in the morning. The size fits just right in here, and it adds a soft, grounded feel to the space without taking away from any of the design above. It's one of those small things that really makes the bathroom feel finished and lived in. To bring in some contrast and a little light, we took a trip to the garden section at Lowe's because nothing finishes a space like some fresh greenery. We picked out a few herbs like lavender and rosemary. They smell amazing and add such a soft, natural vibe to the bathroom. And for our main plant moment, we grabbed one of my absolute favorites, this marble queen pothos. It is not only gorgeous, but with those creamy, variegated leaves, it is also one of the easiest plants to care for. Perfect for anyone who wants something low maintenance, but still lush and full looking. We ended up hanging it in the top left corner above the mirror, strategically out of reach from the cats, of course, because if you didn't know, most plants, including pothos, are poisonous to cats, and we have 3 of those. It instantly brought some movement and softness to the whole space, and honestly, it just makes the room feel so fresh and alive. I love having plants in the bathroom. I wanted to bring in some fresh herbs for a subtle natural scent, so I played around with a few different styling options here. First, I tried planting some lavender and rosemary in this warm-toned vintage-looking planter, which I really liked on its own. I think this planter is really cute, but once it was on the counter, something just felt off. So then I tried this cream-colored planter with these side handles. Look how cute this is, you guys. It kind of reminds me of a little French confit pot. I instantly loved the shape and texture, so I knew I had to pick it up the second I saw it. But even this one started to feel a little bit too crowded with everything else going on. So in the end, I kept it super simple and went with just this silver mister on the vanity. This adds a tiny bit of shine, a soft vintage touch, and still nods to the greenery without overwhelming the space. There's so much warmth in the space from all the gold accents, and I really wanted to cool things down a bit, so adding in this silver mister was the perfect touch. I love the look of mixed metals, especially when you keep one as the dominant tone, like gold, and then just bring in a subtle touch of another, like the silver. It adds depth and dimension without feeling too busy. To keep everything tidy and easy to grab, we added these bamboo drawer organizers inside the vanity. They're perfect for holding all of our daily essentials like skincare, toothpaste, and all the little things that usually end up rolling around loose. I love that they're functional but also match the overall vibe. Natural wood tones that feel clean, minimal, and just warm enough to tie in the rest of the space. Let's rewind for a second. This is where we started. Plain, basic, builder grade, and completely uninspired. A space that we used every single day but never loved. And now... every detail tells a new story. Soft light, natural textures, warm golds, and lots of thoughtful accents. What once felt cold and empty now feels calm, cozy, and completely our own. If you want to bring a little of this look into your home, check out the description. All of the products are listed down below with a magic link to Lowe's, so you can easily shop everything we use today. Huge thanks to Lowe's for partnering with us on this project. This is just one little room of many. I've actually got a whole playlist of room makeovers if you want to see how the rest of our house is coming together. And trust me, we are only getting started on this whole makeover journey. There is so much more to come, so be sure to stick around.